Yo, what's going on YouTube? Back again with another video. So this video, it's not going to be a vlog, it's not going to be a day in the life. It's going to be about abs, everything you could possibly ever need to know about abs, okay? So, how to get them, how to eat to get them, how to train them, and what I do personally to train them if you want to do that as well. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Oh, what's going on YouTube? Abs, okay? Everything you could possibly ever need to know about abs, okay? So, first things first. If you can't already see them, you need to drop body fat. The harsh truth, okay? I had to deal with it myself. When I first started hitting the gym, I was like, oh, why can't I see abs? And then eventually I realised that I need to drop some body fat. So, to do that, how do you do that? You need to be in a caloric deficit. So that means, for example, me, 3,000 calories is my maintenance. So for me to maintain my weight, I'm 84.6 kg. For me to maintain that weight, keep it consistently there, I need to be in maintenance. So maintenance for me, 3,000. If I want to be in a deficit, I need to be, well, I like to do a 500 calorie deficit, that's what I'd recommend. I'm going to eat 2,500 calories. Therefore, we're in a deficit, we're tapping into our fat. Consistency over weeks, months will lead to overall fat gain, okay? So be consistent if you're doing that. If you want to go into more detail, go check out my last YouTube video, it'll be there on how to do that. But for now, we're back to the topic of abs. So before we get into the training stuff, guys, just want to go over a couple things. One, still hit your compounds, okay? Your compounds are your squat, your deadlift, your bench, your overhead press. They're going to help develop and build a really, really strong core. Last thing before we get into the video, okay, is your abs, your core is built up of fast and slow twitch muscle fibers, which means for the fast ones, you're going to need to go heavy weight, low reps, and for the slow twitch, you're going to need to go lightweight, high reps, okay? Just so you can hit the core with a variety of rep ranges, give it different stimulus. For the best results, hit it with a variety of rep schemes, and high to low, low to high, and heavy weight to lightweight to give it the overall benefit. So, with that being said, we're going to hop into the first muscle group. So I'm going to show you how to develop each one. We're going to start off with the rectus abdominis. So the rectus abdominis, okay, is actually your abs themselves. So your 6-pack or your 4-pack or 8-pack depending on your genetics. For me it's a 4-pack, you maybe 6-pack, 8-pack, I don't know. You guys see those guys on Instagram, it's probably Photoshop, they have like 8 to 10 to like 12 packs. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's probably Photoshop. I hope it is because it scares me a lot. But yeah, to develop that, here are two of my favourite exercises. What's going on, guys? So our first exercise for the rectus abdominis is going to be our crunch. So the reason we're doing it on a ball is because we get an increased range of motion, which means we get a better stretch in the abs compared to just doing a crunch on the floor. So as you can see, I'm curving my spine over that ball, really focusing on squeezing those upper abs, okay? So breathing out, squeezing those upper abs. So whenever you're bringing your chest towards your knees, that's going to be primarily upper abs. And whenever you bring your knees towards your chest or legs towards your chest, that's going to be primarily lower abs. So breathing out, curving my spine over the ball. So guys, try and build up a good mind muscle connection. So what that means is try and think while you're doing it of really squeezing the abs, and you're not just going through the motion, okay? So you're not just swinging back and forth, you're really controlling it, slowing down that negative on the way down. So our second movement for the day is going to be a hanging knee raise. The reason I do hanging knee raises compared to leg raises is because I find when I do leg raises, my hip flexors kick in, and we're not trying to hit hip flexors, we're trying to hit those lower abs. So once again, we're breathing out in the concentric, so when our knees are coming up to our chest, so when we're shortening that muscle. So when we're breathing out as we're driving our knees up, nice and slow on the way down, back to a full dead hang. So I'll put the rep ranges on screen. So you're going to be doing 3 sets of anywhere of 10 to 15 reps in this. And if you find it's too easy, you can always put a dumbbell in between your feet to make it a wee bit harder, add a little bit more resistance. So that is going to be the first 2 exercises for the rectus abdominis. Give those a shot, and yeah, let me know what you think of them. On to our next topic now. So next up is your obliques, okay? So your obliques are responsible for rotation of the trunk of your core. So here are the 2 exercises to hit those, okay? I'll try and put up a photo of what they actually are. They are the ones to the side of your rectus abdominis. No core is complete without a good set of obliques. So here are 2 exercises that I like to do for that. So next up, guys, is going to be obliques. So as I say, responsible for the rotation of the trunk. So here we're going to be hitting some Russian twists. So as it says on the tin, you're going to be twisting. So heels elevated, you're going to be sitting on basically your tailbone, heels off the floor, core nice and tight, slightly leaning back. You can also do this with just your body weight, so just with your hands if it's too difficult to plate. Once again, I'll put the rep schemes and times on the screen. So our next movement is going to be this side plank. So one of my favourites, one that I include in my training a lot, a side plank is a static hold. You're going to have your hips up nice and high, squeeze your glutes, your bum muscles, everything nice and tight, hand on your waist, or if you want to put it in there, put it in there. If you can't do these how I'm doing them, if it's too hard, you can actually do them like on your knees. So same principle, try and just get your hips off the floor, keep everything nice and tight, and yeah, also remember to breathe. Everyone forgets to breathe when they're doing static holds, and it just makes the whole thing so much harder. So once again, we're hitting those obliques ones at the side of the rectus abdominis, side of the abs, hips nice and high, everything tight. Works an absolute treat on the obliques. So last but not least, we've got a transverse abdominis. So what that is deep intercostal ab muscles, okay? So the deepest you can get, they're gonna wrap around your spine, okay? Wraps around your whole core. It's your own personal ab belt, okay? You see people with lifting belts, this is your own one, okay? So you gotta make sure this is strong. This is gonna help transcend, and it's gonna transcend into your compound lifts. So your squat, your deadlift, your overhead press, if this is strong, your compound should go up a ton, okay? So last but not least, transverse abdominis. Transverse abdominis, so this is one of my favourite movements for the whole core. It's going to be your hollow hold. So key points here, chin tucked, shoulder blades off the floor. You'll see in a minute once I set my timer. Hands off the floor, and everyone's going to be tight here. We want our back on the floor, so no arch. As you can see, I bring my legs back up, then come down to my lower backs on the floor. So as this clip progresses, you'll see my back coming off the floor. That's when you're going to experience back pain. So you want to keep it ever nice and tight so that doesn't happen. As I say, ever nice and tight. As soon as your back comes off, you can either raise your knees or legs so your lower back hits the floor again, or just drop. There's no point risking your back. So second movement is going to be our bread and butter of core, okay? So your plank. So if you can't do this, you can always go on your knees and do it, or if it's too easy, you can always put a plate on your back. Get someone to put a plate on your back. So these are both going to be timed sets. I'll put the times down below. Just go till failure, but I'll also put the times below. Ever nice and tight here. Squeeze the glutes, face the floor, and I hope you guys found these exercises helpful. Give them a shot for yourself, and we're on to the next topic. And that is how to train your whole core. Everything from your rectus abdominis to your obliques to your transverse abdominis. So all 3 smashed, the whole core smashed. Try it for yourself. 3 sets of each, okay? When you're doing this, if you're going to be doing, what I'd recommend is maybe picking 2 out of any of those, I think there's 6 movements in there, yeah. 2 out of 6, play around them, try and get at least them all in. And yeah, pick 2 out of the 6, put them into your current split. So say you're hitting a leg day, at the end of your leg day, add in maybe some side planks and maybe some crunches on the ball, etc. And if you want to hit a complete like separate ab day or a rest day, you're just hitting a full ab workout, then do all 6. Trust me, really good ab workout. Hits the whole thing. Hope you enjoyed that whole thing. But now it's time to go into stretching, okay? So now you've done that, now you've got them into your routine, you're going to need to stretch, okay? So I've got 2 stretches in here, 2 simple stretches. One is for your abs, obviously, the other one's for your lower back. A lot of people get really sore lower backs when they hit abs. I've got a stretch that's going to hit the glutes and the lower back. So stretches, okay? So the first is going to be this one here. So this is for your abs, your rectus abdominis, okay? So chest up, chin up, big deep breath. Try and get your hips on the floor. Fully extend those arms, and as I say, remember to breathe. The muscle ain't going to relax if you're all tense and you're breathing really quickly, so try and relax your breath and let everything lengthen out. So here is just the same again, so set your timer. The times will be at the bottom of the screen. For a static stretch though, you're just going to hold 25 to 30 seconds and then maybe repeat this 3 times. So that's our first stretch for abs, and then the next one is going to be your knees to your chest. So one knee up, pull it as tight as you can up the way towards your chest, and then as you'll see me do it in a minute, I'm going to pull it across to increase the stretch if I can't find them. So there we go. You can also see my white boxers on display if you're into that kind of thing. So you're going to pull that across, and once again you're trying to stay nice and relaxed, big deep breaths, let the muscle just fully lengthen out, and I'll switch over to the other leg. So yep, last of the voiceover for this video. Hope you enjoyed all the content, hope you take a lot of value from it, and yep, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. So now that you've applied all these principles, you've got abs, how do you maintain them? How do you keep them? The answer is in the question, okay? You eat at maintenance calories, okay? Which means you can eat slightly below, or you can eat slightly above. Okay, so you're in a lean bulk, as they may say. So you can either eat on maintenance or slightly below, in a slight deficit, or slightly above. That's how you keep abs. You maintain abs. You eat a high protein diet, consuming at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and that is how to maintain abs and also obviously keep training. That is the video on abs, okay? So if you liked that, obviously leave a like. If you found this very, very helpful and you want to stay tuned for more, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to add me on Instagram. I'll try and put it in the description box below, but it's Gavin Smith Fitness on Instagram. You can find me there for some more cool stuff, more informative posts, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.